Hello and welcome back to Everything Boats with Captain Frank Lanier, where we discuss boats and boating, from maintenance and repairs to seamanship and safety, as well as everything in between. This podcast is a companion to my YouTube channel of the same name, so if you like and find it useful, be sure to subscribe and please check out my YouTube channel as well, where you'll find hundreds of informative videos on pretty much every boating topic imaginable. So today's podcast is based on a segment of my YouTube channel called Ask Captain Frank. So this is the segment of my YouTube channel where I take questions from my YouTube viewers, previous clients, random people off the street calling me up and trying to get me to answer stuff for free. And what I do is I try to help them out and I answer them. And then I decide, well, you know what, I'll put them on my YouTube channel too, because a lot of these questions would be applicable to a lot of other people. And I try to help everybody out because that's just the way I am. That's the way I roll up in here. So today's question involves routine maintenance on a engine for a sailboat. And I'm going to just read right out the email what the guy sent me because that way I know I'll get everything correct, right? Hello, Captain Frank. I'm preparing my boat for a cruise. It's a 2000 Catalina 320. Everything's checked out, ready to go, but I'm wondering if I should change my raw water impeller. Yanmar 3GM is the engine. I've owned the boat for 3 years now, and I haven't changed it, and I haven't had any issues with it. The water pump's out. Boat doesn't run hot. I don't know. I'm bad about being the if it ain't broke, don't fix it camp. Just trying to get a professional's opinion. Well, I don't know about a professional's opinion, but I'll certainly try to take a stab at it and help you out here. So I'm going to just paraphrase what I told him and how I responded to him. Okay. Basically, I said, you know what, if it was me, I'd replace that impeller yesterday. It is definitely, on borrowed time. You haven't replaced it within 3 years, and you don't know how old it was before you bought the boat. So you got a known 3 years and possibly who knows how many more, right? What you don't want is to leave it in there so that it begins to deteriorate and start losing impeller blades. Because what happens is, if you lose impeller blades, pieces of the impeller itself, it's a rubber impeller in there, and pieces of it start falling off. Now you've got to go through and disassemble the cooling system to try to get all these parts out. Because if you don't, it's just like a clogged artery, right? If you have a clogged artery and something breaks off, eventually it's going to go through your system. It gets to a point where it can't go anymore, and it's going to block it off. And then whatever's behind that blockage is going to be, in this case, starved of cooling water. So if you wait and you try to defer the maintenance and the impeller starts to deteriorate, then you have breakage, pieces falling off. Now you've got a whole other problem of trying to go through the system and remove all these pieces and parts, right? I pull and inspect my raw water pump impeller annually. It's cheap insurance, and also it provides you with the knowledge. It's a refresher course, right? If you do it once a year, you pull the impeller, inspect it, and then you put it back together. That ensures that at least once a year you know how to do this. You're self-training yourself so that when the feces really does hit the rotary oscillator and this thing goes out on you while you're underway or something, at least you can pull over and anchor up somewhere or tie up and you know how to actually fix it, right? It's always, in general, maintenance in general, it's always better to be proactive and conduct required routine maintenance, no matter how well things seem to be working, right? This, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, or, let sleeping dogs lie, or don't mess with it. That's just going to get you in a world of trouble, right? Depending on the maintenance that's required, it's a lot better for you to be able to schedule this maintenance. And we'll use this impeller replacement as an example, right? When you schedule the maintenance, you set the time and the place. You can sit there, you can do it. There's no rush, there's no problem. You sit there drinking your coffee and you replace this impeller, right? If you let the boat select when you're going to do this maintenance, and by that I mean you let the boat select it's going to break down, it could be anywhere, right? It could break down anywhere, and now you're letting the boat, select when you're going to do this replacement. So it's always better to do it on your time and terms rather than letting the boat decide when you're going to have to do this or when you're going to have to deal with it. So getting back to this guy, for the impeller, again, for this one, because it's 3 years old at least, I would replace it no matter how it looks, particularly if you're going on a cruise, right? And then annually, You pull that thing, you inspect it. If it looks okay, then you can keep it as a spare. But I always put a new one in. Again, it's cheap insurance to prevent this thing from crapping out on you. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. And if so, and you want to buy Captain Frank a cup of coffee, please click on the support link in the text description below. All monies received, not spent on coffee, will go towards making even more awesome podcasts for my channel. And as always, thank you for your support.